Welcome back to the channel, y'all. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. This is Goat Worthy Reactions, where we like to talk about goats. You know what I'm saying? We like to, well, this episode in particular, this is a 3-part series. So this is part 2. So if you haven't watched part 1 yet, I'd suggest you go watch part 1 first and you come back to part 2. It's not like this. It's not like it's a story that's together. It's really just me rambling and just putting respect on Marshall Mathers' name. That's who is the topic of discussion, and that is the man of the hour here. So if you're a big fan of Marshall, you're a big fan of Eminem, you're a big fan of Slim Shady, then you might want to stick around and pay attention. We're going to talk about a lot of cultural conversations and things that are just misconceptions about this man. Stay tuned. All right, y'all, so let's get right into it. I was going to address the haters, but I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? I was going to give the haters a little light, you know what I'm saying? But we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is that I'm only going to address the haters in this aspect because it has to do with what I'm talking about. Okay, so for one thing, when it comes to Marshall, man, it's the simple fact that his fans or his stans, right? A lot of the hate from other, you see the book right there. You see the book right there. This book is a good book. If you haven't bought the book, man, there's people. I'm sorry to get off track, but this is what this video is gonna be about. It's just me talking. But a lot of y'all I seen in the comment section told me y'all went and bought this book after y'all watched part 1, and that's what's up, and that's what it's about right there. Because even though we're big fans, there's always more we could learn about, your favorite artists. But yeah, like me, I grew up on him, and he was my favorite artist, and I learned a lot just reading this book right here. So it put me on game. But let's continue. So what I think a lot of the hate comes from, when it comes from like other fans and, hip hop culture, and why they kind of seclude M, or they talk crazy about M's fans or whatever. They'll be like, why does he care about what his fan says? Why does he listen to them? Why does he this and that? Like he's trying to be his old self and blah, blah. I just did Rap Devil just recently, and he even spoke about it on Rap. He said, you're trying to be the old. He said, I know you can't stand yourself. You try to be the old you so bad that you stand yourself. Me personally, I thought the bar was all right. Sitting on it now, it was kind of corny, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna hold you. I was trying to be super non-biased, reacting to Machine Gun Kelly's Rap Devil. So, but this ain't about him. But yeah. So my thing is this: people like to talk crazy about M fans. They say they're toxic. The stands of this, the stands of that. Or I think every fan base has toxic fans. Every fan base. Have you seen the stuff Megan Thee Stallion fans be saying? Have you seen the stuff that the Beehive be saying? Or what is Nicki Minaj fans called? The Barbs, right? Cardi B fans, like they be going in on each other, talking reckless, talking each other down, disrespecting each other, disrespecting the other artists that being compared to. Meanwhile, the stands, let's even talk about the toxic stands, right? Even the toxic stands don't be getting that crazy. You know what I'm saying? I seen some that are super toxic be saying some racist stuff for sure. I've seen that before. But that is you don't know anything about this man or his fan base if you think that's the majority of his fan base. That is ridiculous right there. That is so ridiculous. Now, the whole thing about M's fan base, I think what other people are upset about, I think they're outside of that small group of racist fans, which exists everywhere in all fan bases. It's a lot of jealousy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of jealousy happening because we as Eminem fans, or some of us Eminem stans, right? And if we're going to talk about being a stan, like stan in the video, I am not that. That's obsessed. That's craziness. And I think most of us are not like that. But I think today's a stan just means somebody who's just super, super big fan of a certain artist and just thinks the world of this artist. You know what I'm saying, and in that sense, I'm probably a stan. You know what I'm saying? I'll admit that I'm probably a stan in that sense because I'm just a huge Eminem fan. Sometimes I feel like I'm the biggest Eminem fan. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also I'm critical of him as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm honest, and I'm not. I try my best not to be biased either. But I'm not about to get on here and talk negative for no reason. There's enough people talking crap about this dude, talking down on, disrespecting his legacy, stuff they would never say about no other legends that came from the 90s, like Nas, Jay-Z, Busta Rhymes. All these, they would never say this kind of stuff about them. And there's only one reason they wouldn't do it, because because they ain't white. That's the only reason why they wouldn't say those things about those artists. They feel comfortable saying that about Eminem because he's white. So there's only so much Eminem could do or say to defend himself in that small box that they put him in. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. But I think he's creative enough to do it. You know what I'm saying? He just leaves it alone because it's just a toxic conversation, and you'll never change those people's minds. And those people aren't the ones who put you where you're at. So forget them. So why does Eminem care about what his fans say? Why? Because his fans is the ones who put him in the situation he's in. Yes, his will, his drive, his talent, his hard work is the reason why he's where he's at right now. But he had to persuade a plethora of people that he is who he say he is. And these people believed him, and they believed in him, and they supported him, and they still support him to this day. The thing about fans and why certain rappers Eminem's age, let's do it like this. Eminem's early 50s, right? The reason why no other rappers are selling like M or still as popular or streaming like M is because Eminem created a connection with his fans early on, right? We're talking, 98, 99 or whatever, right? He created a connection with them, right? And at that time he had all ages, people his age, a little older, and young teens. So all those people connected to him. He did go on a few hiatuses that was like 3 or 4 years apart, but he never stopped making music, and he never stopped being like on top of his game. You know what I'm saying? Even when people were saying he was trash, he was still putting out enough content that was good enough that his fans believed he didn't fall off. You feel me? Some people got tricked. Some people got bamboozled, including myself. I never thought he fell off. I just thought that at some point I was just like, all right, he's just not as good as he used to be. Like, it is what it is. It happens to everybody. But I wasn't mad about it. It was just like, it happens to everybody. Like, Jay-Z doesn't rap the way he used to. Nas definitely don't rap the way he used to. There's only a few MCs that still are tip-top nice, and I think it's those ones who are cut from that Eminem type cloth. Like, Andre 3000 is still nice, but has Andre 3000 put out as much content as Eminem did? No. You know what I'm saying? Black Thought, he's still very nice. How many solo albums does Black Thought have? You feel me? Like, there isn't a lot of people who's put that much work, who's murdered the charts that many times, and has rapped for this long at a high level, who can still do it at a high level today. The other ones who can still do it at a high level didn't have the career. Their career doesn't, it pales in comparisons to Eminem. So why it's so impressive to me that he's still like on top of the game right now is because he's been giving his all since the beginning. He still raps like he's not signed. Like, that's the thing about it. People get cocky, they get, they start feeling themselves, and they get lazy. The pen just starts, like, you know what I'm saying? They're lazy with the pen now, or they're not using the pen anymore, and they're going in the booth and they think it's impressive because they're not writing anymore. Well, guess what? Your content is suffering. Your creativity is suffering. Your perfection is suffering. Your production is suffering. Everything's suffering. You know what else is going to suffer? Your support. The fan support is going to suffer. And that's why other GOATs who I love, who are on my GOAT list, are not as successful as Eminem, or just not as successful as they used to be. It's because they stopped. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. It could be personal reasons. But the point is, Em has been through some ish. He's flatlined. He's almost died. He went into a coma. He overdosed. He's been through his share of things as well. So he bounced back, right? Because if he's gonna care about anybody's opinion, the only thing he should care about is his own, obviously. But if he's going to care about anybody's opinion, it's going to be his fans, of course, his stands, the ones who brought him all the success. That's not a crazy thing to do. If I'm an artist and a certain amount of people have been supporting me, giving me all this success, right? Because my message is conveyed the proper way where they feel connected to it. If they have input, or they just they just want something, right? I don't understand why. It's customer service. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with not doing it. It's nothing wrong with just being like, this is where I'm at in my life, and this is the music I'm making. Nothing wrong with that. But I think what the Eminem fans, even though they say they want the old Slim Shady, or they want this, or they want this, the Eminem show, they want the Marshall Mathers LP, I think what they really mean is they just want that effort back. You know what I'm saying? They want that creativity back. They want you to get in your bag. That's all it is. Whatever bag you come out with, they just want you to be all the way in that bag, giving it your all. I think that's the beef. You know what I'm saying? And I think M, he had his up and downs. He was on drugs. He said, relapse, I was on drugs. Encore, I was on drugs. Relapse, I was flushing them out. Like, he talks to his fans, bro. Like, he cares so much about his fans. And I think that's what other people are jealous about. Their artists don't care about them like that. Not on a personal level. Like, I never heard a song from, and I could be wrong, I never heard a song from Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Nas, um, Busta Rhymes, um, a lot of rappers, bro. I haven't heard none of these rappers just talk to their fans, make music, talking to their fans. Eminem does that nonstop. He's always doing that. He communicates with his fans all the time. He tries to please his fans. It's not a bad thing. Yeah, you can't please everybody, but he's gonna try, and I can't knock him for that. At the end of the day, I respect him because he knows he appreciates his fans, bro. That's all it is. And that's his way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to talk about it in interviews. He's not going to do a bunch of interviews. He's not going to go to Hot 97. He's not going to give them the clout, the ones who be hating on him. He's not going to the Breakfast Club, the ones who be hating on him. He's not going to freaking, wherever where it is just biasness, or previously they've been talking smack about him. He's not giving y'all that. He's going to go to Shade 45. You know what I'm saying? I could see him doing Big Boy in the morning, or Big Boy Radio, whatever it's called. I can see him doing that because M is big on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? California loves Eminem. So, he was raised by West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Like, coming up in the game, he was, if you see his albums, all he had, Exhibits, the Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Nate Dogg, DJ Quick shows him a lot of love. Countless of West Coast dudes, Corrupt. So he was around all the West Coast dudes. He was on tour with Ice Cube, Dub C. All of them was on that big Up in Smoke tour. I mean, come on, dog. Eminem comes from a different cloth, man. And I think other fans are just jealous. I really feel like it comes down to that. It really comes down to other fans just being jealous that this man, like, we spoiled. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because look, he's 51 years old. He just dropped Houdini. We're all hyped about it. We know an album's coming. He names it The Death of Slim Shady. He can't help it but to excite his fans. He knows that's going to excite his fans. So I really believe, like, Eminem's the type of person who needs music, who needs rap. It's his therapy. It's his way out. It's where he feels he's finally in control, because he's so famous. He doesn't feel like he's in control of his life anymore. That's just my personal opinion. And music is his outlet. And you know what he does when he finally gets to his outlet and he wants to let off some steam? He looks for a new way to please his fans. That's just what it is, dog. Like, the Death of Slim Shady. He knows we love that title. He knows. He's like, yo, this is gonna get them riled up. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, he doesn't care about sales and stuff like that. He really doesn't. Paul Rosenberg might care about that, or maybe he doesn't. But and then the people who work around there's a lot of people employed around him. They might care about sales. If he's successful, they get money. So that all makes sense. But himself, he don't care about that. He just cares about rap and respect, which is crazy because they're not giving him a lot of respect. But that's just on some fan stuff, fake fans anyways. And, just biased people, racist people, hating on him just because he's white. But the actual rappers, dog, the actual rappers who matter, all give him respect. He gets he's one of the most respected rappers when it comes to being respected by your peers. By your peers, he's one of the most respected rappers. Like I said in part one, there's this diaphragm that was made. I should have brought it up so I could have it on the corner here, but I ain't gonna do all that. This is just me talking. I'm not trying to do any cool edits or nothing like that. But yeah, he's the most mentioned top 5 rapper when judged by other rappers. So his peers have named him top 5 more times than any rapper in history. So stop with all this. That's just billboards. That's just white fans. That's because America's white. That's just like, yo, they got mad excuses. It's crazy. It's like these people would be like, he can't touch Rakim. Do you know what Rakim said about it? Like, these people say, Cool G rap. Da, da, da. They'll name all these rappers, and all these rappers got Eminem. They hold Eminem at super high regard. Some of them call him the GOAT, just flat out. You got a dude, Rakim, God MC, who is known as a GOAT. He's one of those. There's only a few names that people are who are known as the greatest of all time. You got Rakim. To a lot of people, he's known as the greatest of all time. There's people who are in the top 5 conversation, like, Jadakiss is always in that conversation. Nas is always in that conversation. But and all these people have been named greatest of all time. But like a more popular opinion, I would say Rakim is a constant person, depending on where area you're from, who is named as the greatest of all time, even from other rappers. Um, Jay-Z. Jay-Z is known, probably the most popular known within the hip hop culture as the greatest of all time when it comes to like, and I think it's just more like, who else are we gonna give it to? You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they look at it. Nas isn't really I personally think Nas is better than Jay-Z, but Nas isn't really he isn't really mentioned as the GOAT all the time. He's mentioned a lot as better than Jay-Z or stuff like that, but I don't really hear people putting Nas over Pac and Big. Like I don't really hear that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they put him over M, obviously. People do stuff like that, but yeah, so M to me is he's one of those people, right? And like my whole point is that rappers like Rakim, rappers like Jay-Z, rappers like Cool G Rap, KRS One, Big Daddy Kane, these people will flat out say Eminem is one of the greatest ever. Great, either they got him in their top five. Rakim has said if he was black, he'd be the greatest of all time. And he knows what he meant when he said that. He's basically saying people just see color. So he ain't say he'd be the greatest of all time if he had bars. He'd be the greatest of all time if he was more witty. He'd be the greatest of all time if he had punchlines. He'd be the greatest of all time if the streets bumped him. He'd be the greatest of all time if he was played in the club. He ain't say that. He ain't say that. He just said Eminem would be the Muhammad Ali of hip hop if he was black, which means black hip hop or fake black culture like Black Twitter. They're the ones who won't call him again. Look, bro, imagine there was a black rapper, right, who did all the things Eminem could do. Imagine that shit. And let's say he sold just like M, right? Can you imagine? They would hold him to the high. They would hold him. Those haters will hold that rapper to the highest regard. They'd be like, that's the GOAT. Because ain't nobody rapped like that before. Listen, there's other rappers who've rapped like M when it comes to like lyrical ability. There's rappers like Locksmith, who's super talented. King Crooked, super lyrical, right? Big Pun. There's been rappers like Big L. There's been rappers who've either inspired M or was inspired by M. You know what I'm saying? There's been rappers who had all of that and had success. People forget if it was if they really feel like if Eminem because Eminem was white is why he's got all the sales. But it's like, bro, when Eminem was selling, guess who else was selling? Luda, Nelly. Nelly was selling like crazy. At the same time, so was Outkast. So was Jay-Z. So was DMX. DMX was killing the game. Right? DMX was killing it. 50. He did 1.5 mil in 1 week with The Massacre. He did 11 mil with Get Rich or Die Trying. So these are all black rappers, obviously. So what is it? It's because it's not easy to do. That's why there hasn't been so many black rappers who went diamond or sold like M. You can literally say at that time when M was still at the top, he was outselling everyone, but you can literally say he had competition. Like, probably not in the sense of numbers worldwide and stuff like that, but like in the US, like Nelly was real competition for M. M always outsold him, but Nelly was real competition, dog. Like he was real competition. DMX was real competition. Like DMX was going crazy. And then when Party Up came out, because DMX went crazy his first 2 albums, and then his third album when he had Party Up, that was his biggest hit. That was like Lose Yourself for Eminem, and that still gets played to this day. Party Up. So my whole point is that throw the race away, man. Stop it. Stop talking about race all the time and stop trying to get this man backhanded compliments. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you just talk about the things you can prove? Because you can't prove the stuff you guys be saying. The stuff y'all be saying about M, you can't prove it. There's no data. This one dude straight up told me that he's just not relevant anymore. He's not relevant anymore. I was like, how do you measure that? How do you measure that M is not relevant anymore? Because if he's the number one rapper being viewed, streamed on, he's the number one streamed rapper on YouTube and the number one subscribed rapper on YouTube. He's got like 60 million subs. The second dude, which is Drake, he's got like 20 something. Like it's not close. I don't know if he got 20 something. I think he got less than that. But either way, it's not close, dog. So my whole thing is this: M is not part of the streaming era, but he's always in that top top two. When he drops, it's top two, him and Drake, right? Because Drake is the #1 stream artist of all artists. But as far as rappers, him and then Marshall. But Marshall has no business being there. He's 50 something years old. What is he doing there? What is he doing there? He's putting in maximum effort. He's still lyrically nice, right? He's still creative. He's still witty, and he's still relatable. And he's still like, he still has it in him to like create creative substance type tracks that connect to people, right? Because his story is forever relatable. Like, come on now. That's how I look at it. Anyway, that's how I look at it. But so this person can't. People like this dude I'm talking about, they can't come up with any type of data that supports their argument that he's not relevant anymore. How is he not relevant if he's the most streamed? How is he not relevant if he's the most viewed? How is he not relevant if he's still outselling everybody? He has the #1 global record right now. Global, on the global charts, not the US charts where things be manipulated, just the global charts, just worldwide. He's #1, right? So how's he not relevant? He was selling then. You called him relevant then when he was selling, right? And he's selling now. What is your metric on how he's not relevant? Tell me that it's the club. He's not played in the club, right? He's not played in the club. He's not played in the hood. I don't think he was ever played in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And if he was, it was within, because the black people that do rock with M hard are the true black hip hop fans, right? Because they're just hip hop fans and they understand that M is just one of the GOATs. You can't just be like Lord Jamar said, no live ninjas rock with him. No live ninjas rock with him. You might be right. I bet you they respect him, but you might be right. They don't rock with him. But live ninjas aren't the ones who created this culture. Like, people really think gangster rap created hip hop. Like, people really got it messed up. They think that like thug, gangster, drug dealing, all that was the beginning of hip hop. Like, that was the 90s, bro. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? NWA was wilding. You know what I'm saying? Ice-T was wilding a little bit, right? They were doing their thing. But even they were super positive about the way they would wild out. Public Enemy. But the foundation of hip-hop is not that. The foundation of hip-hop is positive music. Rapping your way out the struggle. Rapping about the struggle. You feel me? Like, that's the foundation of hip hop. Yeah, the 90s got a little crazy with the gangster rap, especially when Tupac, Big, all that, you know what I'm saying, Eazy-E, Suge Knight, all that beef was popping on. Yeah, it got a little crazy, but that is not the identity of hip hop. And don't put that on hip hop, because hip hop is a positive thing. Don't put that image on it. And I'm not saying that image is negative, but that image is not something we want hip hop to be identified as. It's a facet within hip hop. Gangster rap, yes, and we all enjoy it. Right? Because we know when it's real, we know when it's not. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop don't make people do anything. I don't want to hear that. That's BS. You feel me? Like, that's not what it is. It's, you know, some people are poorly raised and some people aren't raised at all, and that's what happens. When you're not guided properly within your actual life, you do silly things, you make mistakes, and you regret them for the rest of your life. But hip hop ain't make nobody do nothing. Not to the point where it is the cause of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about hip hop coming up. Hip hop now, there's no balance. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to create balance, but there's no balance. There is a lot of negative music, you know what I'm saying? Since drill took over, it's been pretty bad for hip hop. Yeah, it's been pretty bad. And I haven't been interested in it. So as I get older, the music got a little more immature and I got more mature. So I was less patient to listen to it, right? Didn't make me want to do anything or anything like that, but it's just, you know, it wasn't what it was anymore. It wasn't representing the struggle anymore, and it wasn't representing the culture. So my whole thing is that, yeah, live ninjas, those dudes Lord Jamar is talking about, or Lord Jamar, somebody himself, the difference is those street dudes may not rock with M, but those other dudes, those backpackers dudes, they do rock with him. The dudes who actually appreciate music, they do rock with him. I guarantee it. I'm talking about dudes like, because look, those street dudes, those street dudes don't even rock with, they don't rock with Mos Def. They don't rock with Black Thought. They can't quote no Andre 3000 bars. They would sit there and tell you Andre 3000 is top 5, but they can't quote you no Andre 3000 bars. They can't quote you none of these rappers' bars. You feel me? Like none of MF Doom. They can't quote you no MF Doom. They can't quote you no Talib Kweli. They can't quote you no backpack rappers, right? But they'll tell you M is trash though. And they'll tell you that the streets don't mess with M, and M's not in the club. Like that ever meant anything. You know what I'm saying? So at 50 something years old, I'm supposed to be in the club. Because back in the day, guess what? M was in the club. When them Smack That was coming out and all them other commercial records, they was getting played in the club, dog. In New York City, bro, you go to the club, they will throw on the real Slim Shady. Like, and people would just, when you're drinking, having fun, people would just go nuts to it because they were just enjoying themselves. It wasn't that deep. People don't really go to the club like, yeah, I'm trying to look cool and I'm trying to post up and I'm just trying to, like, that's part of it. That's part of going to the club, I guess, when you're young and all that. But a lot of it is just like, I'm just trying to get trashed. Like, I'm trying to get trashed. I'm trying to take something home. I'm trying to bag something. I'm trying to at least get a number. I'm not really here to dance for real. Like, I don't like to dance. It's not something I want to do. I want to come here, get my grind on with something nice. I don't care what comes on. And if something like the real Slim Shady pops up or Smack That all on the floor, we're going crazy. We're going crazy. We're like, oh, that's that joint that plays on TRL every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this that white boy. This white boy cold. This white boy cold. People weren't hating back in the day. People were just astonished by him. Like, oh, this white boy cold. This white boy cold. Now today is like, he only cold because he white. He only cold because he white. He only got what he got because he white. Like, that's just nuts. Because the whole thing is this: if indeed M only sold these records because he's white, then where are all the other rappers? Where are all these other white rappers selling millions of records? Why aren't they selling millions of records? Why aren't they topping the charts? And when they do top the charts, they are no longer rapping. Exhibit A, Post Malone, right? Him and Morgan Wallen bumped M for that #1, right? But Post Malone ain't a rapper. You know what I'm saying? He been stopped rapping. He came in the game, rapped, had the tattoos, the cornrows, white Iverson. He did all that, and then what'd he do? Shit, I'm out of here. I'm a rock star. I'm a country singer. I'm this, I'm that. That's that stuff people get upset about. Something Eminem never did. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's that. That's just how true to the culture M. M is from the cloth. That's the thing. That's the difference. So all these rappers, like Jack Harlow, cool, dope rapper. G-Eazy, cool. MGK, he's decent. You know what I'm saying? There's been mad Bubba Sparks. There's been mad wipers along the way. Paul Wall from the streets, accepted in the hood. One of the few white rappers who've been truly embraced. Yellow Wolf signed directly to Eminem. Still didn't sell millions and millions of records. Their point doesn't prove anything. So when they go to Eminem said it himself. He said it on White America. If I was black, I would have. Let's do the math. If I was black, I would have so half. I ain't had to go to Lincoln High School to know that, but I could rap. So F school, I'm too cool to go back. Give me the mic. Show me where the fucking studio's at. Yeah. The only thing you forgot is that if he did so half, he'd still outsell y'all. So what you're saying for real though, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if he did sell half, he'd still outsell y'all. So I'm here, put respect on M's name. Yes, I started the channel on M's name, but guess what? I'm a super big fan of M, and a lot of it, I really just wanted to make a channel just to show M love, and also go on. I said, instead of me going to this music, all this music that I missed out on, instead of me just sitting in my car or sitting in my room bumping it and trying to get a grip for it, I'm gonna start a channel and go through the journey, right? With the fans, right? With the people who are just like me. We all feel the same way about Marshall, right? So I think this would be fun, and this would be something for me to do every day. I can make a new, and like my whole thing is that I don't gotta listen to it on my own, like it on my own, and just talk about it, and not talk about it, just like it. Now I can go through the wave, talk to a whole bunch of y'all who are feeling the same way. We're interacting every day. When I made part 1 of this, I don't know if I said this already, but when I made part 1 of this video, the greatest story in hip hop history, when I made part 1, we were barely sniffing 1,000 subscribers. We if we haven't already, because I'm gaining like 200 subs every day, but if we haven't already, we should be cracking 4,000 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to get to 50K by December. Some of y'all in the comment section like, yo, keep reacting to M or NF or whoever the case may be, and you're gonna crack 1 million by December. I'm like, yo, wow. I mean, that'd be cool, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe if M album drops, it might bump up, you know what I mean? It might speed us up a little bit, but I'm looking forward to that. Apparently first week of July, so we're gonna get into that. I meant to make this video 15 minutes, 16 minutes long, but we're at the 30-minute mark. But it's all good because, you know, we're talking about Marshall. We still got part 3 coming up. So for right now, I'm gonna wrap it up with this. I started this channel on Marshall, right? Why? Because it's my favorite artist. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Some people I know, like in real life, they'll be like, yo, why you only do Eminem? So, like, bro, because I want to, dog. Because that's actually the most interesting artist To me, he's the most interesting artist. The person is interesting. The rapper is interesting. The persona is very interesting to me. The story is the greatest story to me. It's the greatest come up. It's the most, him and 50. They got two of the greatest come ups, I feel like. The greatest hip hop stories. And I'm going to do a 50 Cent greatest hip hop story as well. Because I love his come up and I know a lot about it. So him as well. But anyways, yeah, a lot of people be like, because what, like, my whole thing is this. If I wanted to, like, get all the Eminem fans, because, if I was being fake about it anyways, because M runs the algorithm, I would just pretend I didn't hear any of his music and just be on here faking. I can't fake it. I got mad people who know me in real life who know I'm a super Eminem fan, and they wouldn't appreciate it if I came up here and just started fronting like I don't know M. I know M. I know his early career. That's why I don't react to it. If y'all want, I'll do reviews to them because I haven't heard a lot of them songs in years. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I haven't heard the Eminem show and I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying? So I will go back and just review and go over it. What I'm gonna do is, like, once a week, I'm gonna do my GOAT-worthy song of the week. So we're gonna do a GOAT-worthy song, one GOAT-worthy song every week, which is probably a song I already heard, but it's just my favorite songs. And I'm gonna go down the line every week until we get to like 10, and then we'll move on to like a new topic or something like that. Because I'm gonna end up going through his whole album if I do that. But I'm gonna do like maybe one or two of my favorite songs from each album, and then we'll wrap it up, and then we'll come up with a new segment. But maybe y'all can get involved and y'all can tell me, y'all, we could do a vote, which one y'all want me to review, and then we'll do the album for that week. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all active on the polls, man. I put a poll up and it'll be like 1,000 people voting, and I just feel like that's dope. We're all interacting with each other. We're all like-minded. You know what I mean? And yeah, I really want to stress on the fact that my thing with the channel is that, yes, I'm starting a channel on goats, and I'm gonna get to all my other goats too. You see the banner; those are my goats. I'm gonna get to them as well. But I'm building the channel off Marshall, not only because, yes, he's my favorite artist, but like I said, I feel like he is the most interesting. Right? He's the most interesting, and I got so much to learn. Moving forward, I got so much to learn about him, and like all the new music. Like, every time I hear a new song from today, it blows my mind. I'm telling y'all, I started this channel saying the Eminem Show was the greatest album. I have barely even heard more than 3 songs off each album of the ones that came out so far. I haven't heard any of some of them, and I'm already convinced that he raps better now. Like, that's the crazy part. And no rapper, I don't feel like any rapper today at his age, coming in the 90s, now we're in 2024, we're in four different decades later, who raps better than they did in their early work. I don't think anybody does that. He's an anomaly, dog. Like, he's the one rapper who just keeps getting better. Like, I already heard a few songs and I'm just like, nah, I heard Not Alike, and I was like, nah, bro. Nah, this dude's, nah. He's I don't want to say he's way better than he was, but he's like vastly, clearly, obviously much more skilled than he was in the past. To me, in my opinion, anyways. You know what I'm saying? Now, as far as nostalgia and sonically, he might have had better sounding songs, maybe. I don't know. Maybe better production. I'm not sure. But there's something, and I think it's just nostalgia. It's just the fact that we grew up on that, so we want that back. Me, I want more of what I've been hearing. I have that. I can go back and listen to that. If I want that sound, I can go back and listen to that. But what has been going on now, I have such a long journey. It'll be next June, and I still would have not gone through his whole catalog. Like, especially with all the songs that didn't make the albums, just disc records and freestyles and interviews. Like, and I'm gonna get into all of that, interviews. We're gonna do all of that. But right now, we're doing a lot of Marshall right now. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be reacting to a lot of Marshall, and and I'm gonna be bringing in one young goat, a baby goat every once in a while. Listen, I heard NF. Some of y'all don't like NF. I heard that Lost song with him and Hospen as well. I don't know about y'all, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm sold on that. And one of y'all told me that he had dissed NF on a song on Kamikaze. So I'm trying to pay attention to that album when I get into it, because I want to catch that. I want to see how bad of a diss it was. Because honestly, if he did diss NF, I think that I don't think he really gave NF. I think he might have saw NF, heard a song that sounded like his music, and he just wrote him off. But if I know M, dog, if he heard that Lost song, he'd walk that back. Or if he heard, I'm sure more of his catalog is like that. And if his catalog is more of that, speaking about NF, then Marshall would walk that back and he would show some respect to NF, because NF to me, he seemed incredible. He seemed like an incredible artist, and the way his fans are reacting on YouTube, they just like, yo, you start reacting to NF, I'm gonna go crazy. Like, I'm gonna watch every video. Like, it's just funny. But I am gonna do one song a week. But just like I told y'all, if I'm not feeling it, I'm gonna stop reacting to it. And that's just me. Like, y'all could be loving it, but if I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna react to it, because I don't really want to react to things I don't like. So if I go 3 songs in and I'm not feeling him, I'm gonna move on and come back to him later. You know what I mean? But anyways, this is about Eminem. At the end of the day, this is about Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady, the persona, the man, the rapper, and we're gonna keep going. Part 3 coming up. I think I'm dropping part 3 next week. You know what I'm saying? Because I got some other reactions to get into. And I'm trying to drop like one a day, one reaction a day or 2 reactions a day. I don't want to overflow it, you know what I'm saying? But and I don't want to overwork myself and burn myself out, because, you know, I got a life. Like I told you, I work 70 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? I'm only off once a week. And, you know, and I got a family to take care of, and I got a family to be there for and provide for, and also just spend time with. I got a growing baby, and you can hear her making noises, making monkey noises. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up our video for today, man. So appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. All the new viewers, appreciate y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't sub, consider subscribing. Also come to the Instagram. A lot of my followers on YouTube, I realize that some people are just YouTube people, some people are Instagram people, and they just don't do both, and that's cool. But if you are if you are active on Instagram and you're active on YouTube, come follow my Instagram, goatworthy_, goatworthy_. I'll put like a little description right there on the video. Maybe you can click it, or it's in the description box. Just go to my description. The page is there, so maybe I need to put like a link or something, just to make it easier for y'all. But yeah, come follow me over there. You know, I'm posting every day over there as well, every other day. And yeah, we were just trying to grow this channel, man. We're trying to grow this channel organically. I'm cool with it, because the way I'm doing my reactions, to me, I feel it's a little different. My videos are a little longer. I'm going more into depth, not so much about the bars. Yeah, I'm bringing the bars down, but not the face value bars. But I'm also just bringing light around it. I'm showing you how I relate to it, and I want y'all to tell me in the comment section how y'all relate to it. And that's what I want the community to be about on this page. You know what I'm saying? I want to make it different in that sense. Like, we're really just talking about life as we listen to this song and how we relate to it. And if we don't relate to it, just getting into the story on how this man got to this point. You know what I'm saying? I just listened to Castle on the Rose. I literally almost cried. No lie. My eyes were full of water, and it's because I related to it so much. Because I got a daughter now, and I didn't have a daughter growing up listening to Eminem. So even then I felt this pain, but now it was like direct pain. Like, I felt that it hit hard, and I fought it. I ain't see me shed no tear. Eyes got watery, but I did not shed no tears. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna have part 3 dropping next week, and yeah, man, that wraps up the video for today. Goat-worthy reactions. You know, we got another video. This is just a video for today. I'm dropping another. I'm dropping Rap Devil today. Yeah, don't quote me on that, because this video can come out at any point. But as far as what's today's date? The 21st. I'm recording this Friday the 21st. So I already did Rap Devil. So I'm trying to drop that today, and it's 12:30 right now. So I'm trying to drop that in about an hour. So y'all stay tuned for that. We out.